See where my upper back is? Now, this is the right height for me. If you are 5 feet tall, this is too high of a bench. You need to find something in your gym or do it at home. If you are embarrassed to do this exercise at your gym, I do this at commercial gyms, and no one says anything to me because I'm doing 500-pound hip thrusts. Who the hell's going to say anything? Someone going to be like, dude, you're a pussy. So I do these, and people will actually come on and go, what does that work? The abs? And I go, no, it works the glutes. But if you do not feel comfortable doing this at your gym, don't. Find a way to do it at home. Look on Craigslist or something and buy a barbell. This is the secret. If you really want glutes, get very strong at this exercise. And if that's all you do, if you do this 3 times a week, 4 times a week, but you got to make it comfortable. And you got to figure out a way. It's up to you and you and you and you and you to figure out a way to do this regularly, several times a week. And if you drive up your hip thrust strength and you're a lifter doing other things, it helps your powerlifting, it helps your Olympic lifting, it helps your sprinting, it helps all these things. But here's how you do the hip thrust. You start out with body weight. When I know how to put my feet toward the very top, my tibias are straight up. See that? I'm at a 90-degree angle. Okay? Did you see how my chest stayed flat? I did not go like this and hyperextend my spine. So I touch the bottom. I come up to here. For some of you, this is too high. For you 5-footers out there, you need like an aerobic step with 3 to 4 risers. Okay? You also cannot have the bench shift moving on you. If you just use a bench, like that bench is pretty stable right there. That might stay put, but if you use like a flimsy dumbbell bench and it moves on you, you fall. The glutes fire best when they're incredibly stable. That's why this exercise is so good. There's several reasons why. Let me tell you why the glutes work so well in this exercise. Number 1, it's the most stable exercise. You've got 3 points of contact. Foot, foot, bench. You are locked in, sandwiched in between this nice stable position. Glutes fire very hard when they're stable. Second, the knees stay bent the whole time. When the knees stay bent, think about it, guys. Muscles fire the best at their optimal length. When they are shortened, they can't fire as hard. I am shortening the hamstrings, and the higher I go, I've got knee flexion and hip extension. The hamstrings get shorter and shorter as you go up. In here, they are very short. They can't contribute much. When the hamstrings can't contribute much to hip extension, what has to pick up the slack? Glutes. And then the last and most important thing is, think about the loading position too. I'm pushing straight down on the hips. It's like doing a push-up with the glutes, you know? It's like my glutes are just pushing the weight up. But the most important reason is the tension and range. Remember what I told you? If I had a heavy hip thrust and I held it down here, the glute activation isn't that high. But if I go to here, glute activation goes through the roof. Holding a barbell up here at end range gets you to like 220% of glute, like of MVC if you do a quadruped hip extension for the MVC position. It's the highest you can get your glute activation. That is why at the end of the set I have people hold it for 10 seconds. So what I do here is, and so for the people who want nice glutes, figure out a way to get a barbell. Get an easy bar if you can. The women like the easy bar better because but not all easy bars are the same. So it's kind of tricky because it fits into their hips better. See how when you do not have 135 pounds, it's complicated because how do you get that bar into position? So it sucks. So my first time I train a client, Sam for example, actually I filmed her, I have the video, I can show you guys. Her first session I had her do a 50-pound dumbbell. She's pretty in decent shape, she works out. So she did a 50-pound dumbbell, she had it in her lap and she got 3 sets of 20. Her very next session I used 95 pounds. I had it in her lap. Now she's using 135, so it's nice because once you use 135 pounds, you just roll it over you. But if you do not have 135 pounds, bumper plates are the same size, but how many gyms have bumper plates? Those are what Olympic lifters use, not many. So use a dumbbell, you can put, some gyms have chains, you can do single leg, you can do, have someone hand the weight to you, but you've got to get to where you're using this much weight. Life becomes much easier when you're using 135. Because I just set it up like this, I've got a stable bench, I kick it to me. Now I've got to make sure it's symmetrical. I cannot tell you how many of my clients will sit up like this and go, look at the bar. They always have these things on the bar that help you keep it centered. So I need to make sure it's centered. I put right above my pelvic bone is right here. Okay? This does not hurt me because it's resting on muscle. Alright? I squeeze my legs back. I get a nice position. I come up. Okay? Okay? Right here, squeeze the glutes as high as you can. People want to stop here, squeeze the glutes higher, hold it, come back down. I got to where I can do 500 pounds on this, guys. My women, Sammy, so bring that picture up again. The reason why Sammy's glutes, she gained, I think, 50% glute mass over time in the 6-month period. It's not because of all these cute things that we did. It's because she took her strength from 105 pounds for 10 reps to 285 pounds for 12 reps. Think about that. I listed on my blog, I wrote a blog about her progressions. And she came sporadic some months. Some weeks I had her do high reps, but every month she was getting stronger. 6 months later she's doing 285. Her glutes transformed. If you really want glutes, get really strong in that hip thrust. I'll end off with a picture here so you guys can